If you're a creator, you know the game. It's all about ads, brand deals, and that constant hustle, right? But what if there was a better, more stable way to build your income? Well, today we're diving into a whole new wave of creator income that's honestly changing everything. So let me ask you something right off the bat. Is the income you're building today actually future-proof? Because if you're leaning 100% on those traditional methods, you might be building your career on ground that's a little less stable than you think. And if you want to see just how massive this shift is, get this. Some creators are seeing their income jump by nearly 40% year after year. And we're not talking about some viral video or huge brand deal. This is coming straight from their fans, things like tips and gifts. This is not some small trend. It's a fundamental change in how things work. So what's really driving all this? Well, we're right in the middle of a huge revenue shift. The creator economy has more options than ever, for sure, but the smartest creators are zeroing in on monetizing directly with their fans. Let's really break down why that is. Now, I know it might seem kind of strange. We're in a world of endless free content, so why would anyone pay? But here's the secret. Your most dedicated fans, they actually want to support you. This isn't just about you needing to make a living. It's about them wanting to feel a real, genuine connection. And it's absolutely a two-way street. For your fans, it's all about that connection. They want to be part of your journey, not just watching from the cheap seats. And for you, the creator, it's about stability. That algorithm roller coaster can change overnight, and brand deals can just disappear. But a supportive community, that's what really future-proofs your entire career. Okay, so how does this actually work in the real world? Let's think of what's coming next as your own personal alternative income menu. We're about to go through all the practical options you have for building these new, much more resilient ways to earn. First up, we've got the most direct method, tipping and gifting. This is a fantastic starting point, especially if you're a live streamer. It's just a really simple way for a viewer to say, hey, thanks, right in the moment. And don't underestimate it. Those small gestures can really build up into a serious income source. Now, building on that one-time support, we have memberships and subscriptions. This, my friends, is where you create true stability. By offering exclusive stuff like behind-the-scenes content or early access for a recurring fee, you create a predictable monthly revenue baseline. You can actually build a business on that. And to make all this way easier, there are dedicated fan support platforms. You've probably heard of them: Patreon, Ko-Fi, that kind of thing. Their entire job is to handle the tricky payment stuff on the back end, so you can just focus on what you do best, creating and connecting with your community. Next on the menu, we've got merch and digital goods. And please, think beyond just t-shirts. We're talking exclusive photo filters, custom emojis for your community, maybe a helpful ebook. This gives your fans a tangible way to own a piece of the world you've built, and it signals to everyone else that they're part of the club. And for your absolute super fans, you might want to consider paid events or workshops. This is a really high-value way to monetize your skills through things like live classes, private Q&As, or even little virtual concerts. It's an unforgettable experience they just can't get anywhere else. So this all sounds pretty amazing, right? And it is. But it is so important to go into this with your eyes wide open. Fan funding is incredibly powerful, but it definitely comes with its own set of real-world challenges you need to be ready for. Let's start with the power, the good stuff. First, you get resilience. Your income becomes way less vulnerable to some random algorithm change. And because there are fewer middlemen, you get higher margins. You actually keep more of the money your fans give you. But maybe most importantly, this whole process builds an incredibly powerful, tight-knit community around your most loyal supporters. Okay, but there are pitfalls. The first one is pretty simple: platform fees. Every single service takes a cut. The solution here is just to do your homework. Know the percentages up front. That way you can price everything correctly, and you'll never be surprised by what you actually take home. Now, a much more serious challenge is something I call value fatigue. See, if fans are paying you every single month, you have to consistently deliver on what you promised them. The key is right there on the screen: consistency. Delivering those exclusive perks month after month, that is how you build lasting trust and keep your community not just alive, but thriving. Okay, enough theory. You see the potential and you understand the challenges. So let's talk about how you can actually get started with this. I'm not talking next month or next week. I'm talking today. Here's a super simple 5-step plan. Step 1, just test. Pick one stream, maybe a simple tip jar so you don't get overwhelmed. Step 2, announce it. Be totally transparent with your audience about why you're doing this. They'll appreciate your honesty. Step 3, offer a simple perk, something manageable for you but exclusive for them. 4, listen. Get feedback from your first few supporters. See what's actually working. And finally, step 5, scale gradually. The biggest mistake creators make is overpromising. Start small and build from there. So, as we start to wrap this up, let's circle all the way back to that first question. Building these kinds of income streams isn't just about making more money. It's about creating a stable, resilient career. It's about deepening the connection you have with the people who value your work the most. It's really about future-proofing your passion. And I want to leave you with this one thought because it's really the heart of this entire shift. Your audience wants to contribute. Let them. Remember, you're not just asking for money here. What you're really doing is opening a door and inviting your biggest fans to be a real part of your story. And that brings us to the final question, which is really a question for you to answer. After looking at this whole menu of options, from tipping to memberships to events, which stream are you going to build first?